If I had to advise my friend about how he could get along better with his staff at work, I'd make some important suggestions. First of all, I think he should try to be more of an active team player. By this I mean that he should try to help out his coworkers as much as possible whenever they need help with some project, or even offer his advice on any kind of work-related matter. The staff would definitely think this would be a way of him being part of the team and trying to help them. Another good idea would be for him to bring some kind of treat occasionally. For example, he could bring some coffee or donuts or even chocolate. The staff would definitely see this as a sign of him being generous and also thinking about them. Last but not least, I think that he should try to communicate with his staff in a very friendly and positive manner. The staff would definitely see this as him being a positive team member. Overall, I think the best advice would be just to stay positive and friendly. You don't want to be a negative Nancy around the office, because this would definitely be a red flag. I'd like to speak about a very difficult situation that I had at work recently. First of all, this involved me working with one of my coworkers on a specific project, and we were assigned different duties, and we were given a 2-week timeline. However, because we didn't really communicate effectively during this time, we weren't able to finish the project on time. Regarding how I solved the situation, well, I spoke to my manager and my coworker, and we concluded that we needed to communicate better. And so the manager gave us an extra week to finish the project. Personally, I felt fortunate about being given the extra week. And also I remind myself to work better and communicate better with my coworkers. This picture is taking place at the entrance of a shopping center or mall. There are many customers shopping at the moment and many employees working. In the foreground, I see a young lady holding a blue dress, and I think she's asking the sales clerk about the dress. Maybe she's asking to try it on. To the right of her, I see another lady pushing her cart to the cashier and a man cashing out. In the middle, I see a janitor, and I think that he's mopping a huge water mess on the floor. To the left, there are 3 men having their lunch or eating something. To the right, there are 2 women walking by. In the background, in an office, I see a man talking on the phone while another one is waiting, and a mechanic fixing a car. I think several interesting situations could happen in the next while. Firstly, the woman will try on the dress, and then she'll look at herself and she'll think she looks amazing. So she will definitely buy the dress. Secondly, maybe the janitor won't clean up the mess well enough. It won't be dry. So then one of the men will walk and slip, and he'll hit his head on the counter. So he'll be rushed to the medical room of the mall. But fortunately, he will be all fine. Lastly, maybe a customer will walk out and he will activate the sensor, the alarm, which always sounds because something didn't get properly scanned or for security. But everything will be okay. If I had to persuade my company to reward employees with cash bonuses over restaurant gift cards, I'd make some convincing points. Firstly, I'd say that the workers would definitely appreciate cash bonuses more than gift cards because they can use that cash for anything they want instead of restaurants, and maybe they won't like some of those restaurants. Secondly, I'd say that having the rewards on a yearly basis instead of monthly basis would make the employees work harder and be more productive throughout the year. Lastly, I think that the icing on the cake would be that evaluating all employees on their performance could be a better way of evaluation than having the managers pick whoever they wish. If I had to deal with this difficult situation, I think I would prefer to speak to my coworker and explain to him that I need him to work harder during this conference. Firstly, I'd say that I'm working towards a promotion and that promotion will come depending on how I do on this conference. And that for that reason, I really need him to work a little bit more than he has been working. Secondly, I'd say that if he does work a little bit harder and he does help me get this promotion, then I would definitely put in a good word for him to the manager, and I would suggest him to be the next person to get a promotion. Lastly, I'd say that if I don't receive the promotion based on his performance, then I'm definitely going to file a complaint to the manager about his lack of work productivity. From my point of view, for some reasons, I think that the government should enforce the public driving less and more usage of the public transportation system. But for other reasons, I disagree. First and most importantly, I think that the evidence suggesting that car emissions produce more air pollution are clear. And I think that the more that people buy cars, then the higher amount of emissions and the more pollution that we will have. So for this reason, I think it would be important for governments to develop good public transportation and to have their citizens use that transportation more than cars. On the other hand, however, I think that if cities don't have an adequate public transportation system, then it would not be convenient for the citizens. For example, some workers, they have to travel long distances to get to work. And if the bus service is not good, then it could take them a long time to get to work. Similarly, if they don't have bus routes going to the workplaces or other places, it would not be convenient. So overall, I strongly support the idea of driving less, but only if there's an efficient public transportation system. Hello, City of Edmonton. This is Justin Trudeau calling. I'm calling you today because while I was walking my dog this afternoon, I came across just a whole lot of garbage on the pathway, and I was just very shocked. It looked like somebody had come and dumped their week's garbage just in the middle of the path, like 3 black large bags in a box. And I also think that the crows got in there because there were huge holes in the bags and there was garbage pouring out of them, like plastic cups and boxes and pop and plastic. So I think you should come over and check out the situation and clean it up. And I also think you should put up more signage discouraging people to litter, and that they will receive fines if they litter on public parks.